2 of the Ford Rocker update. I got some more stuff cleaned off here. Got a piece of tape up here so I could measure from. So the idea is to come down from here, come across and down, and then over to this line right here, because it starts tapering down to the back and disappears flat against the floor. So I'm going to make up this front panel first, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get that done. So here's what I came up with on the inner rocker repair piece. Just basically 2 bends. We got a 1/2 inch on the bottom lip here to spot weld everything else to. I did my got my hole punch here and did some holes every 2 inches. I'll plug weld that on there, but I'll get that screwed up in there in place, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's up in there. Alrighty, got her up in there. We got our tape stretched, and I had the holes punched a little bit too low, so I had to re-punch them a little higher because I kind of missed. But it's fitted. Get it. Maybe get the other one fabbed up and then weld them both in at the same time. A little bit at a time. Hey, a few more pieces here. Back section of the inner rocker. Now it's got this step. Let's see from this angle. It's got a step in right there, where that body bolt is. So, with that condition, I cut this out, and I had to cut a slot in it to stretch the metal so that it could fit up in there. See that or not? Yeah, you can see that. So anyway, so that combined with this little patch piece, that's going to fit in the back here. Yeah. So yeah, just like Tony Fitzpatrick taught us, a little bit longer, a little bit wider. Weld that in, trim it off, punch some holes, and get that in. So there you have it. We have a patch panel here. Well, inner rocker patch panel. I got that piece welded in there and ground somewhat. Some holes punched in there. So, looking in the back here, hopefully it's good enough for you to see, but it's going to fit in right up in here, right behind my piece of tape. So we'll get some screws in that, get the other one in there. I did spray some rust converters, some Rust-Oleum rust conversions coating in there just to kind of keep the rust at bay. That's why it's so black, I guess. So anyway, we'll get the other one in there and keep on going. Okay, we got her screwed up in there. Fits that little indent in the frame quite nicely. Got the other piece up there. It matches up, yeah, close. Close enough for an inner rocker anyway, I thought. So I guess get the old welder fired up and make it permanent. Sounds good. Okay, we got an inner rocker update. We got the inner piece welded in there. It's not pretty, but it's functional. I probably get some paint on that, just so we don't have that raw steel in there. but I got down to the end here. There's a gap. Yeah, that one. So I use my go-to CAD program. It's cardboard aided design. And made that little patch. And he is going to go, bear with me, he's going to go right up in there. A few plug welds in there. Plug weld it in place and journey on. We got stuff welded. There's that kick out that I had to put in for the inner rocker piece, but the CAD piece that I made the patch for is all welded in. I ground a little bit on there and got it attached to the rest of the car. So now I can start concentrating maybe on this piece, doing something to tie that back in now that we have something to weld to. But yeah, that looks like the next plan of action on this. Yeah. All right, stay tuned. So I got this frame. I'm going to call it a frame section. I don't know what else to call it. It's a reinforcing piece. Anyway, it was pretty much gone here, so I got this piece here that I made up. And it's not quite 16 gauge, fits a little loose. 18 doesn't go over, so I'm going to call it 17 gauge. Oh sure, upside down, where you go, Pat. 17 gauge, and I painted the back side because it's going to fit up in here like that. Like that. I thought maybe this thing was pretty heavy duty, so I wanted something kind of beefy. But I took my sheet metal gauge and put it over there, and this is like 20. So this isn't really that great. Probably why it rusted so bad. So we're definitely going to beef this up. This inner piece is 18, and this is going to be like 17. So I get that welded in. I just got plug welds to go in there, and then I'll make another piece on the end here, and then move along to this piece. So yeah, putting the puzzle together, so to speak. And here we have it, all welded in. Those plug welds turned out really good. Extra thick steel makes those go quite nicely. All weld, ground. There's a few holes left to fill if I'm gonna. But you know, we got holes in the thing anyway here. So I mean, do I take the time to fill that in and grind it? It's going to be covered up. This is just the inner piece, so she's going to be pretty solid. So anyway, this is going to be next, and box that in, and then continue on the front. Puzzle piece after puzzle piece.